Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this is the part 2 of the previous video on how to calculate your ovulation, your menstrual cycle. So just continue watching with me and learn. Thank you. Okay, so we are calculating for a 26 days menstrual cycle. So we are going to take 26 minus 14. For example, the person has a 31 day, you take 31 minus 14. The day it gives you, that is your predicted ovulation day. So for all menstrual cycle, always, first of all, you need to know the length of the menstrual cycle. Then you subtract that from 14. So here we have our 26 days menstrual cycle. So how do we do it? We take 26, subtract by 14. Which is going to give us an answer of 12. So 12 is our ovulation. This is our ovulation. 12 is the day in which we will have our ovulation. So we have to first of all input it here. So let's take, for example, this person of 26 days menstrual cycle started bleeding. Which day can we start with? Let's say this person started bleeding on the 2nd. So on the 2nd is the first day. The first day in which this person started bleeding is the first day of the menstrual cycle. So the first day this person started bleeding was on the 2nd of this month. So this 2nd starts the first day. Then we go 2nd, 25, 26. So it's going to end on day 26. That's when the menstrual cycle ends. Why is it ending here? Because definitely it's showing this person of a 26 menstrual cycle started bleeding on day 28. So this 28 will mark the first day of the next menstrual cycle. That's why we cannot include it here. Hope you understand that part. As I'm explaining, in case if you find some difficulties along the way, you can just comment below and I'm going to help you out with that. Or if you want me to guide you in calculating your menstrual cycle, just drop a comment below and together we will do that. Okay, so for this one now, the ovulation day happened to be on day 12. How did we get this 12? We took 26 days, which is the menstrual cycle, we subtract it from 14, which gives us 12 days. So we need to look for 12 days in our menstrual cycle, day 12 of our menstrual cycle. So looking at it here, when is our day 12? This is our day 12. From 1, we start counting 1, 2, 3, 4 up till day 12. Day 12 will happen to be on the 13th day of our calendar. It falls on day 13 of our calendar. So now that we already know our ovulation day, what else are we supposed to do? Like I said in the other one, this is just the predicted ovulation day. Most of the times ovulation can occur 2 days before or 2 days later. So let's take, for example, it occurred 2 days before. You have to come here, you circle extra 2 days. 2 days before our ovulation day. This was our ovulation day. So 2 days before our ovulation day we circle, and 2 days after our ovulation day. This is 2 days. So your egg can be released within day 11, which is day 10 of your menstrual cycle, 12, which is day 11, or on the exact 13 days. So between these 5 days, that's the day in which your egg can be released. Any day among these days, and make sure these days are your most fertile period in your fertile window. This is the day you have a very high chance of conceiving. So when you have gotten this figure, how do you then calculate the start day of your fertile window and the end day of your fertile window for someone having a menstrual cycle of 26 days? So for you to be able to calculate it, you need to use 4 and 5. How do you do it? Your ovulation day was on day 12. So you take day 12, you count backward, you add 4 days. It will give you your start day of your ovulation. This is 12. This was our ovulation day, day 12, which happened to be day 13. So from day 12, which is our ovulation day, we count 4 days backward. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the start of our ovulation is on day 9, which is on day 3 of our menstrual cycle. So this will be the start. This will be the start of our fertile window. Then now, for us to get the end of our fertile window, we take our ovulation, which is 12 days. We take 12, we go forward and we add plus 5 days. 12 forward by 5 days. So this is our ovulation, which is this 12 days. This is the 12 days here. This is day 12. So from day 12 we add 5 days forward. This is day 12. We add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this day will mark the end day of our fertile period. So for someone with 26 days menstrual cycle, it will start here, go like this, come like this. So from day 9 on our calendar to day 18 of our calendar, this person is highly fertile, and the most fertile day within this fertile window is from day 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, because these are the exact predicted ovulation day. So if the person has sexual intercourse, unprotected sexual intercourse within this period, that person is going to get pregnant. There is a high chance that person will get pregnant. But out of this fertile window, from year coming like this person is unfertile. From the 1st to the 8th, this person is unfertile. From the 18th till the end of the menstrual cycle, which is 26, these are all unfertile days. So this person can have sex and the person will be safe. The person will not get pregnant. So let's take, for example, this person was menstruating for, like, let me say for 4 days. Menstruation usually happens between an interval of 2 to 7 days, not less than 2 days, not more than 7 days. So for this our example, let's just say this person started bleeding on the 1st and it lasted for 6 days. So this person started here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the bleeding stopped. So meaning on day 6, the next day this person can have sexual intercourse without bleeding, and definitely the person will not be pregnant. But starting from day 9, that's the start of the fertile period. If the person dare have sex here, there is a likely chance the person will be pregnant, because egg can stay for 24 hours, sperm can last for up to 5 days in a woman. So having sex here will take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is already entering the day of the ovulation. So take note, for example, this person bleeded for 7 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is no chance this person can conceive while the person is still bleeding, because on day 7 of the menstrual cycle that the person is still bleeding, the person is still on the safe period. But let's take, for example, something happened and this person bleeded for more than 7 days, which is the normal duration for someone to bleed. Let me say this individual bleeded for 8 days. Definitely that person has already entered the start of the fertile window. So there is a high chance this person can conceive while still bleeding. Yes. So the next example I'm going to show, I'm also going to show that for a 28 days menstrual cycle, and the last will be a 35 days menstrual cycle. So now let's check the ovulation period for a 28 days menstrual cycle. Many people, they have a 28 days menstrual cycle. So that's why I'm also going to show an example for this. So if you are having a 28 days menstrual cycle, just follow me to know your exact ovulation day. Yes. We'll be calculating the ovulation period for someone with a 28 days menstrual cycle. So let's go. Let me take the person started bleeding on day 4. So day 4 is the first day, 2nd, 3rd, 5, 26, 27, 28. So on this month, person had the menstrual cycle from starting from day 4, which is day 1, and ended on the 31st, which is the 28 days now, that making the 28 days. The next menstrual cycle will be on the 1st maybe of the next month. So that's how you calculate this. This 31st is the day before the next menstrual cycle. That's why the person ended here on the 28th. So that's how you do it. So how do you calculate now your ovulation for this? You have to take the menstrual cycle, you subtract it by 14. I hope by now you guys already know the pattern. So here we go. You take your menstrual cycle, which is 28 days minus 14, which will give you 14 days. So this 14 days is the ovulation. This is the predicted ovulation day. Day 14 will be the predicted ovulation day. So this is our menstrual cycle. It started on the 1st. So from the 1st till, where is day 14? This is day 14, which happened to be on day 17 of our calendar. So on our calendar on day 17, this person will be ovulating. This is ovulation. This is our predicted ovulation day. So how do you know now the start of your fertile window and the end of your fertile window? you already know how to do it. So the start of your fertile window, you take your ovulation day, which is 14, you go backward, you plus 4 days to it. So this is your day 14, which is your ovulation. You go backward, you add 4 days. So from day 14, you add 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the start of your fertile period will start from day 13 on our calendar, which is your day 10 of your menstrual cycle. This is the start. And the end day, you count 14 plus forward 5 days will give you which will give you the end of your fertile window. So this is our day 14. We add forward 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the end of your fertile window will be on this is the end. The end will be on day 22 on our calendar, which is day 19 of your menstrual cycle. So from this day to this day, coming right through like this till the end of this day, which is day 27, you are definitely fertile. But now there is another thing. What if your ovulation, most of the times ovulation usually delays like 2 days, or maybe it can come early before 2 days. It might come early like 2 days before your predicted ovulation day. So for that, we always need to take the ovulation day, which is 14 days. We add plus 2 days before our ovulation day and 2 days after our ovulation day. So in this case, this is our ovulation day, which happens to be day 17 on our calendar. So we have to take, this is 1 day, another 1 day before our ovulation day, and we need to take another 2 days after our ovulation day to get the exact time in which there is a probability of the ovary releasing the egg. So we add extra 2 days. We have to add extra 2 days here. So our egg can be released maybe day 15, day 16, day 17, day 18, day 19 on our calendar here, which will definitely be day 12, day 13, day 14, day 15, day 16 of our menstrual cycle. So these are your most fertile day, and your fertile window starts from the 13 to the 22. From the 23 coming right through to the 31st, you are very safe. So having sex during this period, you cannot get pregnant. Then starting from the first day of our menstrual period, which is day 4 right up to day 9, you are also very safe because your fertile window starts from day 13. So for a 28 days individual menstrual cycle, if you start, let me say for example, this person is bleeding for 7 days. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is no chance this person can get pregnant while the person is still bleeding. For example, if the person bleeded just for 4 days, you see 1, 2, 3, 4. So you see this person has still some days before the start of the fertile window. So there is also one thing. If your menstrual cycle is longer, the chances of you getting pregnant during the time when you are bleeding becomes lesser. But in case if your menstrual cycle is very short, for example like a 21 days menstrual period, there is a high chance of you getting pregnant while you are still bleeding. But once your menstrual cycle starts getting longer, the chance of you getting pregnant while you are still bleeding becomes less. Let's go for the last example, which is using a 35 days menstrual day cycle. So I'm going to be showing you now for a 35 days, and the 35 days is the longest that you can have. Menstrual cycle are usually from 21 to 35 days. You hardly find for more than 35 days. So let's do for a 35 days period, guys. So how do we calculate the ovulation period for someone having a 35 days menstrual cycle? First of all, the first day should be the first day you started bleeding. That's the first day of your menstrual cycle. Let's say this person started bleeding on the 2nd, 9:30. So this month is already finished, so we have to start a new month. This is the beginning of a new month. So from the 30th the person continue 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So this is the end of the person's menstrual cycle. Remember, we are dealing with a 35 days menstrual cycle. So from day 1 to day 35. That's the end of the person's menstrual cycle, meaning this person started bleeding again on day 6, which is the first day of another menstrual cycle. So the person started this one from day 2 on our calendar and ended on day 5 of the next calendar. That's why I always say, guys, the fact that your menstrual cycle started on the 2nd of a month doesn't mean the next consecutive month it's going to be on that same second. Like if you see for a 35 days menstrual cycle, it started on the 2nd of this month, but it ended on the 5th. The menstrual cycle ended on the 5th, then the next one started instead on the 6th, not on the 2nd. So that's what you have to take note. So for this one, let's calculate the ovulation period, when the ovulation is going to take place. So for this one, you take 35 days minus 14, which will give you 21. 21 is our ovulation. This is our predicted ovulation, which is 21. So where is our day 21? From here 1, 2, 3 right up to 21. So this is the day of our ovulation. This is ovulation, guy. 21 is our ovulation day, which happens to be on the 22nd day of our calendar. So how do we calculate the start now of our ovulation? The start of our ovulation, we need to take our ovulation day, which is 21, we add 4 days backward. So 21 days plus 4 days backward, and the end of our ovulation, we need to take 21 days plus 5 days forward to have the end. So for us to have the start, we take 21 plus 4 days, which is, this is our 21, we add plus 4 days, 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be this day. This is the start of our fertile window. The end of our fertile window, we need to take 21 plus 5 forward. 21 plus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this day will be the end of our fertile window, which happens to be on the 27th of our calendar, and which also happens to be on the 26th of our menstrual cycle. So all of this, starting from this day to this day, we are very fertile. So how do you know the exact day, like the day in which your ovulation will be released? Remember, this 21 is just our predicted ovulation day. So if your egg is released like 2 days earlier, or maybe released 2 days later, you will need to add, from your ovulation day, you add 2 days before and 2 days after, which is 1, 2 after your ovulation day. So from the 19 of our menstrual cycle, 20 of our menstrual cycle, 21, 22, 23, these are the predicted days your egg can be released, and these are your most fertile day within your fertile window. Even though your fertile window is starting on the 18th, the days in which is predicted for that egg to be released, it's from the 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So if you want to have a baby, or you're planning on having a baby, please be very active within this period, and you will definitely see the result. So if you don't want to get pregnant, make sure also, if you are using this method as a means of contraceptive, make sure you stay away from your husband from this day 18 to this day 27, because these are the days you can get pregnant. You can have your sex from day 1 of your menstrual cycle right up to day 16 of your menstrual cycle. You are very safe. Same as you can also have sex maybe from day 27 of your menstrual cycle to day 25 to day 35, which happens to be the 5th of the next month. You are very safe. So you have to take note. Let's take, for example, this person bleeded for 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the person still have many days before the start of the fertile window. For example, this person bleeded for 2, 3, 4, no matter the number of days. Even if it's an abnormal bleeding that goes up to 10 days, the person has still not arrived the start of the fertile window. The longer your menstrual cycle, there is no chance you can ever get pregnant when you are still bleeding. But if your menstrual cycle is short, like for 21 days, there is 100% chance you can get pregnant while you are still bleeding. So take note, these are the things, because many people always ask, oh, can I get pregnant while I'm still seeing my period? Can I get pregnant while I'm still bleeding? Yes, you can get pregnant. depending on your menstrual cycle length. So always take note. That's why it's good to study your menstrual cycle, know the day of your ovulation. You can just buy a calendar, keep it at home, and each time you want to check your ovulation period, just take. This is very important, because if you don't want to go on contraceptive method, you can equally use this and you'll be very safe. I know some people that are married, like they keep saying, I keep having sex with my husband, I'm not getting pregnant all the time, I just keep trying. Maybe you are not trying on the right way. So before you want to try, always make sure you know the most fertile day. You could just be walking and doing sport every night, meanwhile you are not doing it on the day when you are supposed to be doing it. Yes, you can just choose. It's not like within this fertile period you should just be having sex every day. No, definitely the sperm can last for 5 days in a woman. So even if you have sex on this day 20, it will definitely still meet your ovulation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will still meet it. So you just need to be active within this fertile period, then you will get pregnant. And also, if you want to avoid these days. So that's all I have to say here. If you have any comment, just comment below. Or if you still find it difficult to understand this method, there is another method in which you can also use to calculate your ovulation day, your menstrual cycle, all of this. If you find it difficult, just comment below. And also, if you find this video very helpful, please don't forget to subscribe, give a thumb up, and let me know if the video was really good or if it really helped you. Just drop also a comment below to tell me if this video was very helpful for you. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you in my next video. I'll also be doing another video to show like when is the best time for conception by observing your cervical mucus. So within the fertile period, you produce something known as a cervical mucus. So you can also observe that to know the best time in which you can get pregnant. So I'll be doing a video on that. Stay tuned and keep watching. Thank you for always being here with me.